What's the one thing I have in common with Mario? Our parents didn't give a fuck about us until we turned 25. The Super Mario Brothers, or in most cases just Super Mario. Sorry, Luigi. Ouch! Nintendo was funny. They were a successful playing card company turned successful toy company who somehow ripped off Lego with their own toys and won the impending lawsuit by saying that their building bricks had more circular pieces, and I'm not making this up. After that, they just had some trouble transitioning into video games. Nintendo was probably ready to give up on video games altogether before they told Shigeru Miyamoto to just reuse the arcade cabinets from their last failure for his latest game. Classic. After Donkey Kong blew up, Nintendo just ran with it. And by that I mean they made 2 more Donkey Kong games, and then it abandoned the property for a decade, while taking that silly little guy that they decided to turn into a villain in the sequel, gave him a brother whose name is just a pun for the Japanese to understand and the rest of us to Google search, and then made the most iconic video game ever, which then led to Mario just being the mascot of Nintendo and the Mario franchise being every fucking where. Of course, this shouldn't be a surprise. Mario's just the most simple video game to get. They sent Mario to space in 2007, and we just accepted it. Now, of course, we like to celebrate the anniversary of certain pieces of media once they hit a golden year. After all, a series lasting 10 years is a monumental feat. For instance, Time Splitters was over and done with in only 5 years. I'm never getting over this. Mario is no exception. In fact, for the last 15 years, Nintendo has been celebrating Mario's anniversary every 5 years. Considering we're about to get the 40th anniversary, oh god damn, 40 years of Mario. I might as well talk about this now. Now obviously nothing happened for Mario's 5th anniversary. It was only 1990. Granted, after seeing the video game industry explode in '83, I wouldn't be surprised to see Nintendo celebrating Mario's 5th anniversary because I don't think anyone who witnessed the video game crash could ever imagine Nintendo lasting more than 5 years in this industry. 10th anniversary. Nothing happened either. Granted, I imagine that's most likely because of the fact that this was the Nintendo 64 era where Nintendo was delivering gold. But holy shit, was that gold taking too long to deliver. With the Nintendo 64 itself running into enough problems that it didn't release until Sony had free reign to take over the console market during the time.
$2.99.
With the Nintendo 64 disk drive taking so damn long that it didn't even release until the Nintendo 64 was on its way out and was only released in Japan and only as an item that you had to order from a catalog probably so they wouldn't have millions of unsold product because of that. I imagine that Mario 64 was in fact intended on being used as a Mario 10th anniversary release, but of course console was delayed until '96 and 11th anniversary celebration doesn't have the right ring to it. 15th anniversary. Again, still the 64 era, you are never going to get shit delivered on time here. Which leads us to the 20th anniversary. You can skip the first 15 years, but once you get to the 20th, you gotta do something. Well, legally, this is something. Yep, Mario's 20th anniversary was essentially just a little banner they added on some products. I highly doubt Nintendo actually cared that much about the 20th anniversary. It's still just funny seeing Mario Power Tennis Tour as the big headlining game here. Yeah, Mario Tennis is always fun. There's people who genuinely believe it's the best spin-off. Hell, there are people who legitimately think these handheld sports RPG-like spin-offs are better than the main games on console. I'm not one of them, but still. And also, there's these Hungry Jack's Mario figures. Hungry Jack's being Australia's Burger King. You're probably thinking, I'd be stupid for buying them, and I'll say, hey, actually, I had every intention of scouring eBay for the complete collection and buying these things, but I honestly can't find them. I should have bought them a month ago when I first looked up this topic. Just letting you know, I would have bought them. As a surprise to no one, it was during the Wii era where Nintendo finally gave a shit about promoting Mario's anniversary, and most of it is just, hey buddy, want a red Wii or DS? The red Wii was weird because nearly every market got their own little extra doodad with their Wii. North America got New Super Mario Bros. Wii, a game that would soon become a regular pack-in title in the coming years. Europe somehow got that, and Donkey Kong on the Virtual Console for some reason. Guess we just weren't worth that extra $5. Asian countries, however, got that and an exclusive download of Super Mario Bros. As Super Mario Bros. 25th Anniversary, which just replaced all the item bricks with the number 25. Except Korea for some reason, they were just told to eat a dick. There was this cool party at the Nintendo store in New York, but of course, we all know why we're here. Super Mario All-Stars 25th Anniversary Limited Edition, simultaneously known as the most beloved and most beloathed releases Nintendo has ever done. So this packaging is really cool, really makes you feel like you bought something special. For someone like me, who doesn't really delve into collector's editions of games that come with cool swag to put on display, this gives me that same feeling. So when people come over to my house, I can go, oh, that's the Super Mario All-Stars Limited Edition. Really brings the whole collection together. To which they'll respond with, I got this awesome Kratos statue. To which I'll say, yeah, well, this comes with a CD full of Mario songs. That CD, by the way, here's the deal. By the time this thing came out, we had 2 Mario Galaxy games, among every other Mario game to have come out. Because of this, putting every Mario song on a single CD wasn't going to work. If anything, the bare minimum would be this CD should only be able to hold like a few songs per game on it. Nintendo couldn't even go the bare minimum. That's right, 1 song from each Mario game. Most of them are a little over a minute long. Of all the Mario music they could have used from 64, they decided to just use the slide level music, which of course is iconic, but this is Super Mario 64. This game oozes songs that still sound good today. Then they used the rest of the CD for some sound effects from Super Mario Bros. I highly doubt they used up all the space on this CD for this. Besides, I'm a Mario World kind of guy. The sound effects from Super Mario World will always be preferred to me. At least the art book isn't completely lame. Granted, it could have been cooler if they didn't make it the size of a standard instruction booklet. But of course, there's the game. It's Super Mario All-Stars. No bells, no whistles, it's Super Mario All-Stars. It's not even the re-release of Super Mario All-Stars that said, fuck it, let's shove Super Mario World onto this card as well. It's Super Mario All-Stars. Pretty sure this game is the reason why we never got a Super Mario All-Stars on the Virtual Console as well. After all, Nintendo wouldn't let you spend $8 on All-Stars on the Virtual Console when you could spend $50 on this package. I'll just say, as a package, I've never been too crazy about Super Mario All-Stars. Again, it doesn't truly become worth it to me unless Super Mario World is thrown in on there as well. Granted, I think Super Mario Bros. 2's remake on All-Stars is the definitive way to play it. Super Mario 3 is amazing no matter what platform you play it on, but I get it. Super Mario Bros. Already looked pretty ancient compared to the other NES games less than halfway through the NES's lifespan. It needed a fresh coat of paint, but I don't like this paint. In fact, the remade music just doesn't sit right with me either. I'm so fucking pissed now. If I have to play Super Mario Bros., I have to play the NES original, because at least then it's not pretending to be something that it isn't. And I've played the Lost Levels countless times, and no matter what happens, I'll never like this game, and you'll never be able to change my mind. I mean it, I'll never change. So yeah, Super Mario All-Stars. Do I hate having this? No, I'm a man who loves convenience. What's more convenient? Having to set up a Super Nintendo, making sure the cartridge is dust-free because you do not blow on that thing, you filthy heathen, and play it like that? Or having that Wii that's most likely always hooked up, play Super Mario All-Stars, and then closing the game and playing the Virtual Console release of Super Mario World? Well, turns out convenience is defined differently from person to person because I prefer that Wii option any day. All in all, not the worst package they could have released. After all, it ain't Super Luigi U. That took one of the most bland Mario games and turned it into gold! Gold, baby, gold! Honestly, it was a good step in the right direction. Can't wait to see where it goes from here. I wish I was talented enough to make a transition like that. As a surprise to no one, it was during the Wii U era where everyone stopped giving a shit about Nintendo. Okay, so this wasn't the worst celebration. We got some Mario Hanafuda cards. This is fucking adorable because Nintendo started off with Hanafuda cards. This is an excellent tribute to not just Mario, but Nintendo as a whole. There's some other random merchandise. Some stuff mostly exclusive to Japan because fuck the rest of us, right? A watch that cost $18,000, don't know how or why that came to be. But of course, we got Super Mario Maker. Now, of course, from what I've heard, Super Mario Maker wasn't supposed to be the big thing made exclusively for the 30th anniversary celebration. It's just that, by this point, Nintendo was on all hands on deck mode for the Switch's development, which meant that software for the Wii U dried up considerably, and Mario Maker's development just conveniently meant that it would release in 2015. The Super Mario Maker games aren't made for me. I get some enjoyment out of them, but these games are really made for people who can use their imagination to come up with something crazy and accurately put their creations into motion. Now, I've got a crazy imagination with lots of crazy ideas, but when it comes down to actually translating that into the game, I disappoint myself more and more with each passing day. It also doesn't help that the majority of the people making maps in this game decided that they want to make a Mario game that takes place in a timeline where Super Mario Bros. Lost Levels became the blueprint for all future Mario games and made the most batshit insanely difficult levels you could ever think of. Man, I just want to run and jump on some turtles, man. I don't have the reflexes for this. Also, it's just not as good as Super Luigi U. I mean, come on, the box is green. Well, that was the best way to describe the Wii U era of Nintendo. Good ideas with flawed execution. Very flawed execution. But hey, the fact that everyone except for me is in love with Super Mario Maker is a success in my eyes. Oh, Super Mario Maker, why must you hate me? Which leads us to the most recent celebration. Or knowing my luck, the 40th anniversary gets announced the day before I upload this. Again, definitely representative of the Switch era, where Shigeru Miyamoto can eat a baby on live national television and the rest of the world would cheer because Metroid Prime 4 looks fan-fucking-tastic. It's real funny. Back when I was a kid, all I wanted was Mario merch. I had one Mario shirt and never found another one after I grew out of it. I had the Mario Wendy's Happy Meal toy, and that was it. Mario toys existed, but you'd be pretty hard-pressed to find them. But nowadays, Nintendo realized that merchandise is king, and that's why half the shit for this anniversary is merch. We got Mario Legos, which is a real full circle moment if I've ever seen one. This was Nintendo's chance to really go big or go home, and yeah, they went big alright. Thanks to, the whole world shutting down for over a year. Nintendo, who had already become the more popular than ever before with the Switch's release, suddenly got even bigger due to everyone being locked inside with video games. I'll never forget that Nintendo Direct all about Mario. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit is a game I didn't buy because I don't have a home built for this. Hey, as long as Nintendo doesn't do something to absolutely destroy the playability of this game in the future, maybe I'll grab it. A Game & Watch release that has Super Mario Bros. Built into it. Playing Super Mario Bros. On such a little system isn't how I want to play it, but that's so fucking cool. Hey, wait. What's that? Super Mario 3D World? And Bowser's Fury? Super Mario 3D World is a game I wanted nothing to do with when it first came out because I thought it looked soulless. Now I realize it's my favorite Mario game that I had the most fun with. Now, it's got a souped up port with a new game mode that serves as its own short game? I was expecting a Super Mario Wii U Deluxe situation here, but no. This is genuinely an amazing package, even for people who played through 3D World on the Wii U. Super Mario Bros. 35, a game following in Tetris 99 steps by turning the first Super Mario Bros. Into a battle royale. Oh my god, this is amazing. I played this so much and I have no footage of it because Nintendo shut it down on March 31st, 2021. What the hell? But of course, the grand reveal of the Super Mario Bros. 35th anniversary celebration. Super Mario All-Stars on the Switch Online service. Also, Super Mario 3D All-Stars was revealed and announced that it was going to be released in 2 weeks. Hell, it even beat Mario All-Stars 25th anniversary by including the entire soundtracks for all 3 games in this package. That can only be listened to on your Switch. Okay, what the hell? Nintendo, you knew this was gonna sell like hotcakes. You could throw in a cheap flash drive with all the music included? Behold, one of the most beloved and beloved Mario packages ever. So I don't really have any major problems with this. Everyone else, not so much. This was released at the perfect time. Like I said, 2020 is when the big nostalgia boom happened where any old games you want, you might as well emulate them unless you actually like spending copious amounts of cash on these games, like I did. I spent $300 on these games. I'm a sucker. Super Mario 64 at the time was going for upwards of $50 to $60. Mario Sunshine, in 2020, you were paying nearly $100 for that. Galaxy? Probably the cheapest one since the Wii never got seriously hurt during this boom. Getting these 3 games for $60? That's a steal. It was only available until March 31st of 2021 and would then be delisted and pulled off the shelves, and okay, I get the hate now. Yeah, video games are always limited time only, when you think about it. When these copies sell out, there'll be no more, and you'll have to resort to buying used copies off other people. I bought Final Fantasy VII Rebirth last week because I saw the last copy on sale at Walmart for $30. I've only played an hour of Remake, but I know that when these copies are gone, I'd have to pay considerably more later down the line. But to specifically say, hey, you gotta buy this game before this date, is something entirely different. But of course, at this point in time, we know exactly why it was done this way. Let's be real here. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury was always intended on being the big release for this celebration, but then the whole world shut down for a goddamn year. Now on paper, Nintendo was saved by Animal Crossing as it was released just as we watched the world burn. Nintendo just had nothing going on for the rest of the year, and that does not look good to investors. So what do? They take the ROM files of 3 really popular games that people are dying to play again, pay maybe 2 or 3 people to make a menu, slap all of it together and tell people if they want to play these 3 games again, they have to do it before Nintendo's fiscal year ends on March 31st, 2021. Lo and behold, Super Mario 3D All-Stars sold 9 million units in a few short months, resulting in shareholders being very happy. Despite that, I like the 35th anniversary. Maybe we just needed some fun shit like this when our morale was at an all-time low? I legitimately do like 3D All-Stars. However, how it came about was quite scummy. Okay, very scummy. But as you can see, I didn't have to bring up Super Luigi U this time because, I mean, come on, we got Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury and 3D All-Stars. I like Super Luigi U, but it'll never compete with those guys. So what do I think is in store for Mario's 40th anniversary? Disappointment. Nintendo is intending on releasing the Switch 2 this year, so I don't think we'll see them go big this time around. I mean, if they launch a brand new 3D Mario game as a Switch 2 launch title, where at least in the launch year, like Odyssey was, they can technically Mario Maker this by saying, oh, we planned this all along. But I'm not going to hold my breath here. So instead, I'll just come up with my own ideas that won't come to fruition. Sequel to Mario Galaxy. That's right, I want another space-themed Mario game. Odyssey 2 would have been preferred by most, but I want to see more Galaxy shit. Mario Kart 10, just give it to us already. It's been 11 years since Mario Kart 8. Sure, 8 Deluxe gave it some new life, but we need a new one. Super Mario 64 DS Switch. It sounds stupid, but it would be funny to see. Paper Mario All-Stars. Granted, we just got 1000 Year Door on Switch, but let's get Paper Mario and Super Paper Mario here as well. You know what? Fuck it. Put Color Splash on there too. Very few people like it, but it'll look good in advertisements when you could say all main console Paper Mario games are now fully playable on the Switch. Alright, that's enough smoking crack for now. I'm getting myself too excited. If anything, Nintendo will release new Super Mario Bros. All-Stars, where it consists of nothing but the new Super Mario Bros. Games, except for Super Luigi U, because that might have made the package worthwhile.